In the last 5 years, the photography of David Yarrow has exploded on the world stage. His pictures of wild animals in remote locations command hundreds of thousands of dollars, in part because he makes so few available. Yarrow's journey from a kid with a camera selling prints on the street to big-time banker and now famous photographer has been fascinating. Recently, we were given access to his latest eye-opening shoot, and we talked with him about his unusual path to stardom.
Let's make some magic. This is it.
I've always believed that the best photographers stand in front of the most interesting things. It's really that simple.
From the Arctic to Africa to the American West, David Yarrow's work shooting wildlife, indigenous communities, and landscapes has reshaped fine art photography.
You never know when that big moment's going to come.
A combination of his extreme planning and patience.
That's it. Brilliant.
Recently, in Southern California, Garrow only had a few minutes of perfect sunlight to create his latest print.
Get that shade right.
A staged shot on Sunset Boulevard featuring one of the most famous models in the world, Alessandra Ambrosio, a car and a wolf.
So wait, do I really need to be with the wolves?
Here, Ambrosio wasn't comfortable sitting next to the wolf.
Come on, you're fine. Come on, come a little closer.
If you don't like it, we can shoot them independently.
Yeah.
We just do a composite of the two. That's it. Get that light on it.
So Yarrow improvised.
You've got to get that wolf further forward in the car.
You have Sunset Boulevard shut down, people honking at you like crazy,
Yeah.
a wolf.
4 wolves.
Four wolves.
He brings backups just in case. The photo, titled Chateau Marmont, was half of Yarrow's Wolf of Wall Street idea, an homage to the Martin Scorsese-Leonardo DiCaprio film.
We don't start dialing at 9:30 because our clients are already answering the phone.
You all know this scene early on in The Wolf of Wall Street.
He
where,
did one picture outside and one inside a trading room.
Everyone ready? Go for it.
With Jordan Belfort, the man the Wolf of Wall Street is based on. Yarrow's usual goal is to get as close as possible to animals of all kinds. That includes traveling to South Africa with British model Cara Delevingne to shoot her in front of a lion.
You search David Yarrow on the internet, this is one of the first ones that comes up.
I mean, she's a British icon. She is authentic. She is brave.
She's got a lion standing directly behind her.
Yeah, she's fearless. She is fearless.
Yarrow has also come face-to-face with black panthers, elephants, captured here with a special wide-angle lens, and tigers.
Tigers will kill you. Tigers are the most vicious animals in the world. They will kill you for fun. I'll go in the cage, I think, and try and work from the cage.
Is there ever any fear?
There's fear of failure, which is always good, but fear of personal safety. Never with animals. With people, yes. I mean, my scary moments have always been with people because people can buy weed, they can get drunk, and they can buy guns. Animals can't do those 3 things.
One of Yarrow's most famous photos is a kind of selfie with a polar bear, where if you look closely, you can see his silhouette in the bear's eyes.
I heard somebody say once that most people survive attacks with black bears or grizzlies, but nobody's ever survived an attack from a polar bear.
I think that's probably true.
And yet you're right there in its face.
Well, we do more than that because they're very sweet-toothed. So you've always got to be downwind from them. Never be upwind from a polar bear because they won't smell you. But if you're downwind and then you cover yourself in chocolate. But we always say don't do it at home.
David Yarrow first became interested in photography as a teenager, snapping pictures of sporting events in England. But following parental and economic pressure, he shifted to banking.
Way back in 1988, photography was something that weird people did, like they would be train spotters, whereas banking is what normal people did. And now banking is what weird people do, and photography is what normal people do, and it's amazing how far we've come.
Yarrow didn't get back to photography full-time until 2012. By that time, his marriage had painfully fallen apart.
I wasn't fond of myself. My path to redemption was to pick up my cameras and go to the most remote parts of the world. That was the way, that was my antidote to my personal pain.
Yarrow has cultivated an impressive list of celebrity fans by now. Tom Brady wrote the foreword to his latest book.
When people want to say something nasty about me, they'll turn around and say, oh, David, yeah, he's taking some good pictures, but you know he's a businessman. My mother was an artist. She was a much better artist than me, a sculptress. And she died sadly penniless because she thought the commercial pursuit or the monetization of her craft was shameless. Let's be shameless. We've got to have an.
That's how you feel about it. When people say that there's more interest in the celebrity or the business part of it than the actual art itself.
I think you have to have an end market. If people want to turn around and say, yeah, well, David, yeah, he knows American football players and British football players and supermodel, whatever. I work with them. I think you've done a remarkable job.
Yarrow can take months to plan one picture. But once everything is in place, things move fast.
From Sunset Boulevard to here.
Yeah, and we pride ourselves on our work ethic. We shot this 26 hours ago, and here is the final version.
He then only releases a limited number of original signed pictures. Single prints can go for well over $100,000.
Do you ever stop to think about that? That you're producing pictures that demand that amount of money?
In 1985, I photographed Wimbledon. I'd go home, I would print up my pictures in the darkroom, and I would sell them on the streets the next day for 20 quid a picture. So when you go from selling pictures on the street for 20 quid to seeing one of your pictures go at Sotheby's, of course you think about the fact that your journey has worked and your hard work's paid off. Absolute carnage. Do I go to bed thinking about it? No, I just want to get better.
So good. It's amazing. Look at your face. It's perfect.
Sort of a genius strategy, right? You only release a certain number and then never print those photos again, so only a certain number stay in circulation, and that's why they're so valuable.
Love those.
Supply and
Absolutely
demand.
magnificent.